guys, welcome back to our podcast, Grim Reading Kings, where we talk about anything spooky and strange. My name is Tom, and this is Sammy, and Tam's next to her.
Hi.
Who are my co-hosts right after that. You're here for this thing.
We are indeed. We just sit here just because.
You can't do it for this, just get a sneaky one. We upload our podcast every Monday, and if you want to watch us, we upload every episode to our YouTube channel, which is Grim Reading Kings, every Friday. We also have a Patreon where you upload a full, uncut, and edited, disgusting, weird version of ourselves, the real us, every Monday or so. And we have a Facebook page we're trying to get a bit of traction behind because basically it's just family and friends right now. Tamsin's mum is like the top fan.
Oh my god, I love that so much. She'll just comment on anything.
She's I like it.
Love her.
But yeah, we got like only like I think it's 7 or 8 on there at the moment, but like anything it takes time. But yeah,
I still haven't joined actually.
Yeah, I was going to say Tamsin isn't even on there yet, so don't feel too bad. But see if you can make it a thing that you get on there before Tamsin joins.
Oh yeah, challenge.
Just because I want to have a conversation with someone about some of the things we've been talking about, it'd be really cool to like get like a different insight into.
I suppose it's just be you and Tamsin's mum. Just
yeah.
Like, oh, yes. Well, what do you think
I'm
about
going to message you in a minute through this. I'll start a live and she'll be there like, what?
Got some stories.
Tell her when she comes home.
Strike up a conversation.
So yeah, all these are linked in our description. So please do check them out and subscribe. And if you enjoy our stories, please give us a like and a thumbs up. Or give us one, don't give us one.
Give us
I can't talk properly anymore. Because Sammy's spiking my drink.
with alcohol.
With extra alcohol.
I think
Extra.
you make it though.
No, I made it.
Oh.
But I just topped him up, basically.
She's a strong, independent woman.
I see.
I'll need no man tell me how to do my drink.
That's not true.
I completely missed out the season. So, this season, we're talking about witches.
Must be the season
must be-
of the witch.
Oh, I love that song so much. Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
I think she's got the
The
best
bass
voice.
on that as well.
Yeah.
It's actually really bassy in it.
Yeah.
It is.
Mhm.
The bass.
Mm.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so you've heard Tamsin's and Sammy's now. So my one is covering the witch trials.
Yes.
Bum, bum,
I'm
bum.
excited for this.
So my name is Tom.
My name is Sammy.
And Tamsin?
Where we talk about anything and everything spooky and strange.
In this series, we discuss film curses,
Dark history.
Murder mystery.
local stories,
Chapoke.
Out right now.
That's how you kill someone.
I'm going to do a warning.
actual human skeletons.
Psychopathic tendencies.
The last thing to know is the actual injuries.
Right, let's go again. So lots of people died.
Oh, yes, it's everything I wanted.
There were witches and they died. There was a trial and
Barely.
It's death and...
And despair. So I'm going to start with the obvious one, Salem. That's the OG. But it actually isn't the OG because Pendle's older though, so.
It's
Salem's
well-known.
more
Yeah.
known.
And because of like Hocus Pocus and bits like that.
I think it's just America.
Yeah.
America's just bigger and better than England. So anything that happens in Europe, if the same thing happens in America, you care about the American first.
That's so true, like, because witches have been hunted through Europe, like, centuries before they even got to America. And Pendle Hill was about 40 years before that again, I think, before Salem, but I think, is like you say, it's so famous.
Mhm.
Yeah.
America, they probably only kill like one person ever, like, hey, we killed like loads.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Over here, we just killed everyone.
There's a big old fat witch over here, watch
like
out.
90% of the people in Britain, but cool, okay.
Yeah, because half of Europe and Britain was wiped out, but
But sure, whatever, America.
you also killed a pigeon too. Bastard.
Oh, it's like the 4th of July thing, isn't it? It's like Americans don't understand why we don't celebrate 4th of July, and it's like,
But that's you.
it's an American holiday.
Yeah.
It's not like Christmas
It's
for
so
us.
funny. Americans, there are certain Americans that don't know that anything else exists but America.
No offense, Americans.
No offense, America.
But-
It is the funniest thing. It's like when my boyfriend talks to someone on Facebook, because he's always doing that, and they'll be like, oh, I bet you support Trump and stuff, and he's like, but I'm not American. Like,
Can't
you just
support
don't
it.
realise
I
it.
don't think
do
I
they?
can. Yeah, literally.
Well, the best is how to like. I've seen someone post it. They just wound up this American like a tree. They're like, "Oh, we got rid of you now," and he's like, "You should be celebrating, but we should be celebrating because we got rid of you guys." They're like, "Fucking darn it!" It's like, God, you guys. But we want to move to America, so I will be celebrating the fuck out of 4th of July anyway.
Yeah, honestly,
Shit,
when we eventually move there, we would definitely will.
Yeah, I bet it's such a Cool
vibe.
time to be there.
Yeah.
Cool time to blow your hands off with fireworks and shit.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
But anyway, off topic. So the Salem witch trials, probably the most famous part of witch history that led to the deaths of many innocent people. The Salem witch trials ran between February 1692 to the 16th of May to May 1693. Over 200 people were accused and 30 people found guilty. 19 of them were executed by hanging. That's 14 women, and 5 men. Before I researched this, I thought the numbers were way higher.
I thought they were.
Yeah, I thought it was like a slaughter fest, but it wasn't. They actually went to trial, and but obviously, I don't know. Nobody that guy, but witches probably don't exist, like the ones that fly around the brooms and shit. But as much as I want to believe it,
I've never seen anyone fly on a broom. In all fairness, so
there you go. So yeah, it was kind of they still
I
found.
fly on a broom all the time. What are you saying?
Yeah, how did you get her?
Fuck the bus.
Just riding next to it, you fucking.
or put
That's stopping for me.
So yeah, 19 people were killed in the end, so that was great. So 19 people were found guilty of something that didn't exist.
Well,
that's got to trigger. I don't mean to trigger people, no, I don't really care. But
I think it's the supernatural, like the wand magic and the hexing and the cursing and all of that kind of stuff. It's really far fetched, but like back then they did believe in magic because they believed in like, say like a shepherd. That would be magic. He would be magic because he is in tune with nature.
yeah.
So it was kind of like they believed that, so it was easy to believe that you could have the same sort of magic but bad.
Yeah, and
I guess it made sense.
the same with like crops failing. That was people were getting accused of that.
That was
they caused
bullshit.
it.
For me, that's just a fucking excuse.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to be like, oh, we're just shit at fucking farming.
Just some like bloke on his couch, just like don't want to go out. Like she's clearly fucked us up.
It was my wife.
It wasn't me.
it wasn't because I went out and watered the crops. It was literally because
I'm gonna come home and I'm like, no dishes done. It was a witch actually. So I did do them, but she re-dirtied them.
Yeah, honestly.
14 women and 5 men were hanged. 1 man died after being tortured in prison.
Oh.
Salem, Massachusetts was founded by 1,000 Puritans who are Protestants, all from England, by the way. So we pretty much are.
Yeah, I mean.
Those are ties. We can move there.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I'm related.
Out the way.
Cousins.
I'm
royalty, don't you know?
That was in 1626. He moved there. In the winter of 1693, 9-year-old Betty Paris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams, who were cousins, began acting strange. A physician found that the girls were under an evil hand. That was an actual...
Under an evil hand.
He found this.
Yeah, that's his... After all the diagnosis, it wasn't anything else. It was they were under an evil hand.
So it wasn't that they're going through puberty or anything like that at that age. No, they were
Might
just...
be mental health, might be acting out, might be any of that.
Yeah.
The devil.
It is. Satanism.
So, that basically started paranoia in the village. The Puritans believed that the devil used human vessels to wreak havoc through the village and destroy nature and torment and torture children. As word spread through the village, so did the hand of the devil.
Oh.
Accounts show that no less than 12 girls contorting their bodies in agony and complaining of prickling skin.
What?
4 of the girls soon accused 3 local women of tormenting them, which is so ratty.
I mean...
Such snakes. On February 29th, the 3 accused women were arrested. Sarah Good, who was pregnant with a young daughter. Not pregnant with a young daughter, pregnant with a young daughter.
Pregnant and with a, yeah.
Sarah Osborne, who had not been to church in a while. So that was...
A scandal.
And a woman called, obviously a name we'd all know, Tituba.
Oh, yeah. Tituba.
Tituba? We don't know that name. Tituba denied the claims at first, but later turned on the other 2 women, saying that they had forced her to do the devil's orders.
Oh.
Both Good and Osborne denied the claims. Osborne died in prison, and Good's husband stood against his own wife, saying that she was soon to be a witch. Even her own daughter testified against her.
Wow.
Sarah Good gave birth in prison, but the baby sadly died.
Oh.
Good was then convicted and hanged shortly after.
Tituba... Sorry, they just wouldn't hang her while she was pregnant then?
No, they just... I don't know.
Like, hopefully we'll save this baby and then get rid of you.
I suppose that was the thought of it. Because you're gonna look back and think they're actually mental and they want to kill everyone. I suppose they still had some kind of like.
I reckon they wanted that baby to die because if you think someone's a witch, then you believe that they've had sexual intercourse with the devil.
Spawn of
devil
Satan.
spawn.
So
Yeah.
how would they not know? Yeah, I think they wanted that to happen.
Maybe the baby died.
You need to look on the cameras, I think, CCTV, and check out what happened there.
I think, the baby died of natural causes.
So,
Yeah, that's fine.
Tituba was held in custody but released in May. so basically, they all got accused, and she was like, "No, those two did it." So she was held and like, "Oh no, you're probably not a witch, actually." Bye. Even though it's the most witchy name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, honestly, it's such a good name.
Again, I think they made a deal with her because they didn't have enough to get any of them, and they couldn't come away with no one being a witch. So they were like, "If you say that those two are witches," and she was like, "Yeah, the witches, the witches." They were like, "Right, off you go."
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, as well, that is a death sentence. When you're being accused of being a witch, and then your husband and daughter both go against you.
That's what I don't get. Like, what?
They were probably.
It happens so much.
They probably hated her.
I was going to say, what was happening that made them turn against her?
I imagine you don't have an idea about. She might have been a really horrible mum or something, and the bloke's
That's
like,
true.
"Right, we can get the fuck out of this."
Do you know? Unless the bloke had someone else in mind, and it was like, how do I get rid of my wife?
Again, that's the usual as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, oh, she's sexy over there.
Yeah.
My wife's a witch.
That one on the broomstick over there, I like that one there.
She's definitely not a witch, honestly. I want her.
She even cackles. I love it.
She hugged to us.
Can you imagine? She swallowed so much of that broomstick. So, accusations were flying around as a way to get yourself off the hook from being accused as a witch or framed. Just to give you an idea of how bad this got, an accused person's own family would testify against them, and people who would fake being prodded by unseen spectres to convince the judge. So you'd stand up there, like in Pendle Hill, there's a girl, she stood up on the table and she was like, acting like she's being like prodded and stuff like that.
God, yeah, like possessed. Like,
So back in those days, there's nothing to tell you otherwise. You're like, fuck me, this is real.
this is legit. That's
Yeah.
not an actress right there. That is real.
Yeah. A man called Reverend Francis Dane stopped the witch trials when his own wife was accused of being a witch.
Oh.
Prisoners were released and any person accused was cleared. So in short, 19 innocent people died for absolutely no reason or hard evidence, right up until someone in power was accused. So he was like the main man back in Salem.
What? And he's like, now my wife's been accused. Actually, no, she's not a witch. No.
Yeah, literally, it was like
So-
that. He stopped all of it.
I wonder if he felt bad or if he was just like,
I think it comes back to you, like, I think after a while of all of this, you're like, hang on a minute, we're torturing all these people.
that could have been innocent.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably your conscience does come back
Yeah.
to you. Especially if a few people have died in prison or something. You're probably like, shit, that's not really what I wanted.
And I said, if you know how bad people have been treated, now all of a sudden your wife is being accused, you know what she's going to go through.
Unless your
Depends
wife's a
how you
twat.
feel. Yeah, it depends how you feel like wife.
She's
Yeah.
probably about a twat then. Probably, oh, she's alright, I'll keep her around.
Keeps me fed and watered.
Good
Like,
cook, yeah, I'll keep her.
Yeah.
I do love her beef stew. So. Some have speculated that the girls who were contorting were having hallucinations due to a fungus called ergot, which would have contaminated the flour that was used for bread.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ergot has a similar effect to LSD and was likely formed after a late frost in the winter. So it
Just off their fucking tits.
Yeah. It just hung around. All the wheat they used for bread, everything, it was just in that. So people getting fucking high off their own supply.
Imagine just having some bread that makes you really high.
This is
sandwich
some
like,
good shit.
amazing.
Oh, it's so big.
I want more.
So when the frost was gone and all the good wheat was consumed, all the people stopped having strange visions and convulsions.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Others believe that the girls had a condition they call swelling on the brain. The Salem witch trials prove that fear can manipulate the mind into believing almost anything, and that safety in numbers is indeed a real thing. Like when someone's accused of something, people always huddle together to get away from, like, they don't want to be anywhere near that bad shit. So, man, can you imagine back in then? You just all of a sudden someone's like points to you, you're a witch. All your friends, family go away from you. Like, nope, I'm not going to be part of that because I know what will happen.
It's weird because, like, imagine like someone you live with. So say I live with you. If you see what I do every day, whatever, and then if someone says, "Oh, you're a witch," like you scamper, or you'd be like, "She's a witch."
Or if you also say, no, she's not a witch, then no,
Then you're
I'm
a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a wizard.
Or I'm a...
Witch.
Wicca? Wiki? But they would call them witches.
Yeah,
Witches,
but there's
to
a
be
name for it.
honest.
I know what you mean.
Oh yeah,
Warlock.
that's right.
War.
Oh, there it
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Read that.
Left it.
So here are some interesting facts about the Salem witch trials that may amaze you. Not even one person was burned at the stake. So that was like a misconception. Everyone thought everyone was burned.
It's wild how everyone thinks that.
That came from Europe. That was like their main way. Just
Scotland,
grill them up.
mostly.
Maybe, yeah. Keep
Dunno.
them warm. Scotland's
Yeah.
cold. The man who wasn't hanged was pressed to death by heavy stones. He
Ooh,
was,
yeah.
oh man, he's either
That.
in his 70s or 80s, and they led him on the floor, put a big bit of wood on top of you, and just kept putting these massive stones in him. And
Until the wood actually.
oh man, can you
I hate the
imagine?
thought of being crushed.
Mhm.
Oh, it's horrible.
I hope you pass out before you get too much pain, because it'll be like suffocating, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's the suffocation that gets me. Like
Well, you
I
would,
hope
but
it's just quick.
I think your ribs and your collarbone and everything
So
pops first.
Slow,
No.
wouldn't it? Just be slow.
I'm sorry to tell you this next fact.
Mm-mm.
2 dogs were killed after being accused of witchcraft.
Why?
That's so upsetting.
2 innocent dog
Out
owners.
of all
How?
things, get the cats.
Honestly,
Cats are more
Honestly.
witchy than dogs.
dogs
Even
are just
bats.
dogs are loyal companions. Witches. Cats
Excuse me.
are not at all, are they?
No.
They're independent. They're like,
Yeah.
I reckon they
they're definitely
conspire
more
against
witchy.
us every day anyway.
Absolutely, they'll just attack you out of nowhere for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Happy 1 minute. Oh, that's.
I know, I
No.
don't like. I didn't read into how they died, just in case it was bad.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
don't just
they
literally
just left this planet and that's it.
I don't know.
So, one test involved mixing the accused person's urine with rye
Mhm.
and baking a cake, then feeding it to a dog. If you were a witch, you were supposed to convulse after it had been eaten.
What does convulse mean?
Disgusting.
Have a fit.
Oh, okay, seizure. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so
That's gross.
that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, so it's a big process, isn't it?
Who's
It's,
Yeah.
making that cake? Because
Yeah.
when you make a cake,
Oh.
you taste every bit of it as you go. Imagine if they were like, oh, shit.
or imagine if before you're accused of a witch, someone's like, "Can I have some of your pish?
You'd
Put it in this cup."
be like, no.
Can you just aim in this cup right here? I'll take it away with me afterwards. It's a kink I have, honestly.
A birthmark was considered hard proof that you were a witch.
I have many birthmarks, so I mean,
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
I'm witch over and over again then.
Now this was cool. When I was researching this, I went onto there's a Salem house, which is I think I literally think it's called the Witch's House, which is the only thing still standing, which ties back to the same time period,
Oh, nice.
which you can go in and tour. My phone would not load it for shit. I tried it froze twice. I had to restart it twice fully, and it still didn't get back into it. I could go on other websites.
Curse.
Absolutely fine, yeah. I was like, went Facebook, fine. Instagram, fine. I searched random shit, I went onto Gear for Music. I went onto,
Yeah.
everything else, fine. Went back onto the Salem one again, froze.
So
That's
weird.
weird.
I was like, fucking hell. So, yeah.
Doesn't want you to know.
No. So, the Witch House is the only building left with direct ties to Salem, and you can tour the house for $12, and it is
That's so cheap.
it's
Wow.
the coolest looking house. Sam, you put up a picture, but it's a really old black house, and it looks fucking awesome.
Is that the one from Salem,
I
the
don't.
TV program?
It might be, but it's.
Because it's massive and black, basically, and it's really cool.
It must be. They must have modelled the whole village on it. It just looks fucking.
Oh,
It looks
yeah,
so
definitely.
fucking cool. I'd love to go there.
Yeah. I'd love to live in Salem.
Yeah.
Because it has apparently the same climate as England.
Really?
Oh, so not bad.
Like a
Why,
little bit-
why would we do that then?
Honestly, a little bit warmer in the summer, but yeah, it still has like rain and snow.
Some cool places in Massachusetts. Isn't
Yeah.
there?
And that's because like fall over there. It actually looks lush. Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
when it's
You can tell
actually
trees, all
The
maple
reason
trees
for.
leaf fall.
I think maybe after Texas, it would be the coolest place to go.
Yeah, that was one of the places that me and Tom would actually live in: Salem, Texas, or Utah.
Or
Now I'm looking into
what's the Princess and the Frog one?
Florida.
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
Yeah.
I would like
Oh,
to live
man.
there. I'd like to visit
Really?
there. I would like to live there.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah.
I've heard the only thing about I'll go back. But New Orleans has the highest crime rate in all of
Yeah.
America.
Oh, that's fine.
But
Yeah.
I don't think in the central bit, which is obviously the cool old
Which would
And
be
the bayou.
really
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah,
but if
exactly.
you go on the outskirts, you're fucking dead. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'd much rather Salem.
I would love to go to Massachusetts or Missouri
Mm.
and Mississippi and do like a Robert Johnson tour.
Yes, go to the crossroads.
You go to the crossroads, go to like the pub or where it was, just all of that stuff. I'd be so into that.
I would also love to see you go to America. Mate. Where's the pub, mate? You what? I want to get a bloody pint.
Get a pint at a pub? What?
You can have a beer in a bottle. In a bar.
In a bar.
Bottle.
So we obviously know that Salem is a bit witchy.
A bit.
But what I love is that even the police cars have a witch on their logo.
Do
It's
they?
fucking sick.
I'll pop up a
So
picture.
cool.
I'll be seeing it at the same time you see it on this video.
It's literally
But,
it's a
can't wait to
witch
see
on a
that.
broomstick is their police logo.
That's
It's
cool.
Fucking awesome.
So cool.
Because it's me, I'll have to throw this in. I love ghosts. So now we've got some Ghosts of Salem. So, Giles or Giles Corey?
That'd be Giles.
Yeah, with Giles, yeah. Corey was a man who was pressed to death by the stones after being accused of being a warlock and a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Corey screamed, "I curse you," and Salem shortly before dying.
Ooh.
His ghost has been seen wandering the local cemetery, and witnesses report seeing his ghost just before the Great Fire in 1914.
Oh.
Interesting.
So is it connected? I don't know.
I would say so. That's hard proof.
Honestly.
So Joshua Ward. Joshua Ward was a sea captain who had a mansion built in the late 1700s. The mansion was built on land formerly owned by Sheriff George Corwin, who just so happened to be the High Sheriff during the witch trials. Just to note that Corwin died of a heart attack just after the man who was pressed said, "I'm going to curse you." He died after that, having a heart attack.
Wow.
So maybe he was a witch.
Maybe it's connected.
After Corwin died, his body was kept in a cellar for protection, as most of Salem wanted revenge for him executing so many innocent men and women.
That's right.
Apparently his body laid in the cellar for years
Oh, imagine.
after not being properly buried.
I mean, like on ice, we're just there.
Yeah, I was going to say, like in something? Or
Well, back then that would be 1600s, so there was nothing to keep him on ice. You were just in there.
So?
Can I ask a question?
No.
Was Salem back here? Because this is before America was founded.
No, America was founded way before that.
It was in 1776, wasn't it?
No, 1400s, America. Christopher Columbus sailed over.
It's when
It was-
July 4th of July is
So this is-
17...
1776 was when it became...
16...
Oh, okay, I'm with... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're like obviously we're way older than America, but yeah,
Yeah,
it was-
we're like 500, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like,
Because, like,
Saxons.
there's a weird like when the Wild West was on, that was when it was Victorian era for us. So it was like there's so
Right,
many weird
okay.
like things like
timelines
that.
and stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm with it.
But yeah, I've always thought it was way younger, but then when I looked into it, like Christopher Columbus sailed over there pretty well early.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it started getting like founded as early.
Maybe,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is the founded in 17.
Well,
But it was there and
no.
stuff.
It was found like Salem itself was founded in 1600s,
Oh, you know.
so it's fairly old. So yeah, he's led in the cellar for years after being properly buried. So now the sea captain's house stands on that exact spot
Oh, no.
where his home was,
Oh my god.
and Corwin's ghost, as many other people have been held there, have been wandering around. So it's just
I can
like
imagine.
the
Oh my
house is
God.
apparently just like a residual burst of energy. The House of Seven Gables, that was built in 1668, had many residents over the years. One named Susanna is often seen wandering the halls and has been spotted in the window. A friendly child resides in the attic who might bump into you. Now, well, this place is a museum, so...
Yeah.
And the attic is open, not all the time, I don't believe, but yeah, there's like a child ghost that is seen wandering around there.
That's really cool.
Also, I hate to be like this guy, but how do you know that's Susanna in the window? When the thing was built in 1668, she's obviously around that era.
Yeah, I mean, could be anyone, but they like to give a name to ghosts, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
I like it.
Me too.
I put myself a little witchy logo at the end of that. Nice, I'm so
Aw.
fucking cool. So now on to my second location, which is a little closer to home and a few years before. Pendle Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say it a bit louder for the...
Pendle Hill.
Thank you.
The time is 1612 in a small town in Lancashire called Pendle. And just like Salem, many people were framed as a witch with no evidence, only accusations. Now, one of the most famous stories from Pendle is the one of Alison. I'm going to be destroying so many names here that all the notes were so contradictory of each other. There's like certain names were used and then they were not used, and I was like, So, bear with me. I'm sorry. Alison Device and John Law. On the 18th of March, the 19-year-old Alison was begging for pins from a peddler, John Law. John refused her and told her to go away. All of a sudden, a huge black dog arrived and spoke. The dog asked what she wanted to do, what she wanted the dog to do to John.
Well, what do you want me to do, sir?
Literally, the dog said, I could maim him, to which Alison agreed. John Law immediately felt a sharp pain in his left side and collapsed in the road. John was later taken to an old alehouse and left in a bad way for 3 days. When his voice returned, he screamed out that he had been cursed by a little girl and her dog.
Oh.
John asked that letters be sent to his family to tell them of his condition, when soon after his son Abraham arrived. John told his son to go back and find Alison Device and bring her back to the old alehouse to reverse the curse. When Alison arrived at when Alison, it's so hard to say like Alison instead of Alison.
Yeah.
When Alison arrived at the alehouse, John screamed, "You've cursed me, you are a witch!" She started crying and apologised.
Oh, so she kind of knew. Oh.
Yeah, so that was a big mistake. So in a way, she just admitted that she was a witch. John was going to forgive her, but not Abraham the son. Abraham went straight to the magistrate and in turn started the Pendle Hill witch trials of 1612.
Fucking hell.
So that fucking pretty shit moment.
Yeah.
Being alive.
If you're a witch.
Yeah.
So Alison Device, along with her mother and brother, were sent to appear in front of Magistrate Roger Knoll. Alison confessed again that she was a witch. Roger was looking for information about any other witches in the area. This is when Alison's opportunity to frame her her enemies, these two families, a Demdike family and a Chattox family, they were about to have a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
These two families were accused of meeting together at Malkin Tower on Good Friday as some kind of ceremony and planning to kill a man named Henry Mitten. The accused were made to walk 40 miles from Pendle to Lancaster Castle to be held for months. And the cell is still there, they're held in as well.
Really?
Yeah, they've got like a deadbolt on the ground with like a hook in it with Udine chained to it and shit.
That's really cool.
So I want to visit that one day.
Mm-hmm.
The castle's still there, and yet so is the cell tower they're kept. Both families who despised each other, they're both enemy families, were held in the same cell together. Old Lady Demdike, who was the head of the family, actually died in the cell due to terrible conditions they were kept in.
Mm-hmm.
You had I think they're called skin lice back then. So it was literally like you can imagine a dungeon back in the 1612. It was just dark. It was obviously that part of England as well, particularly rainy.
Yeah,
So-
be damp.
Soggy.
But yeah, the conditions were just terrible in there. And imagine I can't remember how old Lady Demdike was. I believe she's in her 70s. So you imagine a 7-year-old woman being
Back then as well.
chained into a freezing cold,
Yeah, it was old.
damp.
Yeah.
Really, really.
Fair play. She
That's
lived
that's ancient for them.
yeah. Should have kept her in a museum somewhere.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about the most famous of all the Pendle witches, Alice Nutter.
Alice. So was it Alice Zun? Or was you?
Alison. But
Alison
this
and now
is
Alice.
Alice Nutter. And she got a statue in Pendle Hill as well.
Has she?
Pretty cool, yeah. Like a brass ring or bronze, I don't fucking know. She wasn't a member of either families or a beggar like most of the accused. In fact, she was a wealthy landowner. But this may have been the issue. Alice Nutter was having a land dispute with none other than Roger Knoll, the magistrate.
Oh, not the person you want to pick a fight with,
Yeah,
man.
you can see where this is going.
Yep.
See, obviously Roger Knoll in charge of the witch trials. Roger made a 9-year-old girl called Jeanette Device, of the family, who testified against the other two families at the court in Lancaster, frame Alice Nutter and say that she was also at the tower with the family, her Malkin Tower.
Mm-hmm.
She pleaded not guilty. The evidence against her didn't add up. She was accused of helping to kill Henry Mitten for a penny. Remember, she's a wealthy landowner.
Yeah, so why would she do it for a penny?
It just makes no sense.
Nope.
So Alice Nutter was found guilty of killing Henry Mitten. By the end of the witch trials, 10 innocent people had been executed. 8 women and 2 men were hanged. The site where they were executed is now Willison Park. I think I saw that right. Williamson? Yeah, Williamson.
Williamson?
No, it's Williamson.
Oh.
Williamson Park, where nobody knows where the gallows were, but it was is on top of.
But that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, that was the dark side. So this is what you were on about. The magistrates used a guide on how to deal with witches, the Malleus Maleficarum, or Hammer of the Witches, which was first published in 1486 by Henry Kramer.
Oh, he's
Cranmer.
such a bastard, this guy. No, he's a prick. I hate him.
So yeah, it was just a guide on exactly how you can get the confessions from a witch, what they might...
Torture book, basically.
Yeah, torture is what they might look like, how they might act, and how to deal with them, how to get confessions out. So it went missing from like the late 1400s to the early 16th century, 15th century, and resurfaced, which is what they used through Salem and Pendle Hill.
Yep.
Besides other places, so yeah, it's used in Europe for the start of it, and then went to sleep for a bit.
Yeah.
Pendle,
Came
then
back
Salem,
out.
and just fucking kill people.
The guy who wrote it was actually a witch hunter, and he was a shit one. He was really fucking shit, and everyone was like, "You're shit." So basically, he did so many witch trials, and everyone loved him. And then they realised that he was being very touchy-feely with the witches.
Oh.
And they were like, "Hang on a second, I think you're doing this for your benefit." And he was like, "No, I'm a witch hunter."
Yeah.
And then he wrote this book to get back all of his credit, and it's bullshit. It's the reason that witch hunts went. So obviously, loads happened before the book even came out.
Yeah.
But it really helped towards it, and he did it because people were like, "You're a fucking pervert, mate. Like you're just doing this for your own gain."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, this is how you find a witch." But yeah, it was complete bullshit.
It was utter madness.
Crazy that it actually got banned as well, though. Like,
Well, it's
like
because
this book has got banned. Why though? Like,
Because it was full of nonsense that he said was 100% true, and
That's true.
it wasn't. It couldn't have been. He didn't know what he was talking about.
No. I think how many people would just go about their day with like just minor disabilities that we're getting.
Oh,
This book, The Hammer of the Witches, was used to fucking just destroy them, just kill them. Yeah, you got a
If you're a
birthmark.
woman with a birth, I mean, at the beginning of the witch hunts, it was basically men that were getting taken down, and then eventually, I think men got to realise that they could pick on the women because they were stronger, they were, more forceful, and they had more
power.
authority and power. Yeah, authority.
Respect my authority.
So that's how the women got. But like in Switzerland, like well over 90% of the witches that were killed were men.
Yeah.
Like, it depends where you go.
Yeah.
The same as the witches in India, the witches in Africa, which are still really prominent.
Like witch doctors and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so there was a beheading of a witch in Palestine
What, recently?
3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And Britain teamed with them to like pay them and be like, don't do that.
Yeah,
do that. But that was a man.
See, this is what makes me like. I know that they're not doing it, but for the evil reason. If you're truly scared of a witch and you behead it, you'll be expecting a curse anytime soon.
Oh my god, yeah, you wouldn't even dare.
Yeah.
But I'd like to talk about the way they prove that people are witches as well. So, my favourite ever is when they used to say to a witch, "We are going to drown you. So if you survive and you come back up again, you're a witch. Hand yourself in.
Dead.
If you die, you're not a witch. Well done."
Dead.
So
congratulations, you lose either way. You die or you die.
They'd put them in a chair and then they'd slowly just put it in the
Yes.
water, tied to the chair, and then they'd bring it back up within like a few minutes. And if they were dead, oh, you're fine. You weren't a witch.
Yeah.
If you're alive, you need to be burnt because you're a witch.
Yeah. And that same chair was used as a punishment during the medieval times. So if a servant was not acting right, they'd put him in it and just keep dunking him in freezing cold water and a running river the whole day.
Nah.
And
I remember seeing...
messed with me so badly.
Oh, I can't remember the name. Remember the program we watched where they made Purple?
Yeah.
That bloke, I can't remember his name now. He's amazing, like, historian.
Oh,
But he went there and he tried it, and he said he was so overcome with rage. You can see it when he's doing it. He's so pissed off. Everyone's like touching him. He's like, "Get the fuck off me!" He's like, so angry.
I would be like, if I was.
Oh, you definitely.
Fucking hell, can you imagine my reaction if someone dunked my head underwater?
Oh,
literally turn into the hole.
Unless it's a really hot day, I mean, I wouldn't want to do that
Still,
to
I
you.
couldn't. It was water.
If it's got sharks in it,
Someone
even
went
worse.
near the sea with me.
Oh my god.
No.
So this is a question for you. Would you? It's not witches, but in World War II there are two disasters. There were the Japanese were fled back into I can't remember what it was now, but they basically all of them got eaten to death by crocodiles. Or
I did hear that.
would you be on the ship that sunk in the sea and all the soldiers were eaten by hammerhead sharks?
Oh, I'd rather be sunk in the sea because as soon as you get in the sea, I'll just breathe in and out really fast to drown, and then I wouldn't know that
I
I'm
don't
being
want to
eaten.
drown. I'd rather be eaten by an animal, so I'm going to go the alligator.
Yeah.
Because I want him to roll, and I feel like I
Twist
like
your head.
alligators, and I feel like if I'm going to die, I'd rather be food.
Yeah, but you're food to a
Then drown.
hammerhead shark.
I don't want to be a shark food.
Yeah, they might drag you
Shark
real
food.
far down as well.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
so I watched a program ages ago. It was like very Americanized. What happened to me? I can't remember what it was called, but I was down with my sister's and she was really into it. And there was a scene of this guy who worked in a wildlife park and there's an alligator and he clamped onto his arm and did the twist thing. I felt so obviously. I'm quite sensitive anyway with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I went really sick and like really pale and really like, oh my god. Like even just the thought, the reenactment of the twisting, I was like, no. So yeah,
Amazing.
that's what I think of when you say
Yeah.
alligator or shark. And I'm like, no, that would make me feel sick.
Yeah, they
Me
don't-
being eaten alive.
They don't snap and crush you. They grab you and they twirl you and they want you to. They
They'll
drag
fucking
you to
mess
ferment
with
you.
Yeah.
They will mess with you.
They like you a bit more mature.
Did you see the one in the safari park? There was another alligator next to it. It grabbed its arm, twisted, and ripped it off.
Yeah, see, even that, just
And
like,
But
no.
just didn't. The other alligator was like,
Oh, okay,
I
fine.
love videos of proper Americans with their alligators. There's this one where this guy's on this tiny boat and it just fucking comes at him and he just looks at it and he just punches it on the nose and he goes, get back. And he just goes and I was just like, what the fuck?
you literally just told a dinosaur to go away.
Yeah, literally, like just punch it on the nose and off it goes.
That's
God.
That was a really nice little rhyme.
Mm.
Punch it on the nose and off it goes.
That's what I was going to say when you're talking about it's like a witchy sign. Imagine if your timing was so unlucky that you're there in Pendle Hill 1612 and you
Oh,
had
God, yeah.
your sleep paralysis and you told someone about
Oh
it.
my god, yeah.
I mean, I think you've been killed a long time ago, in all fairness.
I don't think I could have been in any witchy generation.
Well, and
I
also,
just wouldn't fit in.
there's nothing to tell you about something about that because the physicians are, as far as you're concerned, you're, like you say, under the hand of evil or under the hand of the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like, people having sleep paralysis, that wasn't a known thing for anyone. So you might have yourself thought, fuck. And you might have gone to like a priest and be like, can you
Oh
help me?
yeah, that's true. I might have think that I was like a witch anyway.
Or you're being bewitched.
Yeah, especially if you had the dragon one. Fuck me. Like,
Oh yeah, the dragon one was insane. The baby one was the worst.
you know, if you had that in those days, 1612,
Yeah.
nothing around to tell you otherwise what that is, and you've got to go to someone in confidence that they're not going to tell the magistrate.
I need help. Can you help me
I'd
out?
love to know. Like I wouldn't.
Sure.
I wouldn't
Can you
wanna
just put your
know.
head through this hoop and
You see that fire over there? You just want to climb on in there, but get rid of that dream right away.
No, I think they would have looked at me and gone witch.
Witch.
To be honest.
Since you're born.
Just with this on the end of my nose, I feel like
Yeah.
it's so witchy.
But it's not pointy though. You've got a cute button nose. Cute button nose.
Cute button nose.
The top round buttocks.
Hot round bottom.
Oh god. I mean, can you imagine how many like men back in the day, like the guys are like up in high court, had like a weird thing that you didn't tell like on their like bollock or something. They're like, no one's ever gonna see this.
Yeah.
I'm not a witch. Like there must
then-
be so many hidden because obviously decency was a thing back then. So you wouldn't be walking around in a bikini. You'll be fully clothed all the time. So maybe if you had something, you're trying to keep a secret. Like fucking hell.
Like
Someone sees
birthmarks.
this thing on me. Like third nipples are a thing.
Oh yeah.
So if you have one of those, someone's going to be like, fuck me, mate. Are you sure you're not a witch?
Yeah, that was a common thing, especially if it was raised, because that's where the familiar would
Feed
bite
off.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Feed
like
it,
the
yeah.
off of Salem with the toad, and she feeds off the thigh, doesn't she?
Oh,
Yeah.
the one that sits in his throat, that is that
Yeah.
makes me want to
actually
kill
find it
myself.
Really cringy when
It
you
is
see
really
how it-
cringy.
What did I watch? Oh, I can't remember. There was a really good witchy program that had that guy that was from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I can't remember what it was called, but it was so good. I'll find it and send it to you.
Please.
Guys, the
Yeah.
dogs were shot in Salem, don't worry, I was just
Oh,
searching to see
okay.
how they died.
That's okay though. That's like a quick. Obviously, it's not okay.
It's not okay
But-
to shoot dogs.
No.
They cannot hold a wand.
Also, okay. So they thought they were talking. That's why they thought they were witches.
No, those ones were in Salem. So the Pendle Hill was the talking dog.
That was so much worse than me. That is all over you. You're
Did you
a
guys
witch.
fucking see that shit?
Witch.
If you're watching, then you'll experience Tamsin causing her witchcraft onto me.
Yeah, and if you're watching and listening in 5D, you just got sprayed with loads of fucking water.
Link below.
Let us know
Let
any
us know.
witchy experiences.
On
Let us
Facebook.
know how you would have dealt with the witch crisis.
Oh.
Whether you would have been burnt, whether you would have done the burning, whether...
Yeah, that's
I'd
a good
love to know
question.
that.
And if your mum pissed you off, would you adopt her in? Say she's a witch?
Yeah, or your
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
Would you have, adopt your neighbours in if you
Yeah.
had the opportunity?
I know you would have.
I definitely would have. Fuck it, yeah.
I wouldn't have here. I would have been a bit more like, I'll be tempted to at some point.
The thing is, you and me would have definitely been on trial.
Yeah.
So think about how we would have got off that trial. There's only one way,
I'll
and
flash
that's
my
by
boobies.
saying somebody else is a witch.
I'd say, this is a witch here.
And I would have gone more stupid.
And then be like, hey, hang on.
Nah.
There's a third person in this equation.
Shelby.
I would have kept you guys on the podium. I mean, they're both witches. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, but you only need 3 people, so we could have all ganged up on someone else.
That's true.
I think if I wouldn't be so upset being accused of witch if I just got hung. I don't want to be hung, but I'd rather that than fire.
But what if you got hung like the mummy? You know, Brendan Fraser.
Well, he
when
survives. And
yeah,
like,
and his neck doesn't break.
wow, that's bad. That.
Yeah, and he's just
Yeah, if
hanging.
it doesn't break and you actually suffocate,
Yeah.
that sucks.
But even then, at least you'd have to experience
Today's world.
600-degree heat directly onto your every
I don't know.
senses.
I think I'd rather be burnt.
Yeah, exactly, because it'll burn through your nerves and then you'll be fine.
Yeah, it doesn't take as
Plus
quick
it
as you
lifts
think.
quite cool.
It takes a while. It doesn't take as it's a lot longer than you think it takes to get to your nerves.
I
Yeah,
wanna get
but
a
you wouldn't
tan.
know any different, would you? Yeah.
No, but you're like, right, you're on fire.
I am.
You're breathing in. The fire's going into your lungs. The fire's going into your eyes. You're
I'm
waiting for
still
your.
cold.
You're fucking, come on.
That'd be me.
You're
Like,
fucking. You're
Can I get a blanket?
all your nerves are literally on fire, waiting to burn away,
Mm.
and then you just got nerves in the middle of your body that are trying to. Oh, you don't understand how
But then,
fucking
if
terrible.
you
it
look
is.
at
Don't
like
understand.
Joan of Arc, like she died from smoke inhalation
Mm.
before she died of burning. So you probably would just do that if you really like. Yeah.
The same as drowning. Just breathe in really quick.
We'll just hope that Quasimodo will come and scoop you up and then go.
This is true.
She does get around a lot, Quasimodo, so fair play.
Do you know
yeah.
what? Yeah. You probably would come and save us.
It was my nickname at school, Quasimodo.
Why?
I don't know. You'll have to ask the people who called me it.
He's got to find those motherfuckers. But anyway, imagine if you'd done this on weed. This would be fucking mental. We'd never.
Oh,
be on.
God.
So yeah, we're gonna round this off now. And
Yes, boss.
yes, boss. What is it? Yes, boss. You.
Thank you for
Yes.
listening. Thank you for watching. If you have any ideas of this and want to talk to us about it, go to our Facebook page or leave a comment down below.
I better yet. Send in spells. I want to try a spell that would work
Yeah,
for me.
any witchy folk.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's many witches who have done many spells that have worked. So
Yeah.
tell us your stories
Yeah.
of the best one.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Oh, that's a good one.
And also, if you've been to Pendle Hill, tell us about it. I want to know. Or
Salem.
fuck me, Salem.
Salem.
Salem, Pendle
Jesus
Hill.
Christ.
Yeah, the lot. Do it. Cool. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.